Hello, Indonesia. Apa kabar? Aku James Barkley. Don't forget to check out my interview on creativedisc.com, the number one music website in Indonesia. Terima kasih.
Hi, University. Back with me again, Ginny, on CreativeDisc.com exclusive interview. And before we begin, I want to ask you to let's get to know a bit about our guest today. He's a British multi-instrumentalist, producer, and a former lead vocalist on the neo soul band Yakul. So, known for his smooth falsetto and genre blending style, he now embarks on a solo journey with his debut album, Lost Boy Golden Hour. So let's welcome him to the conversation. And here it is, James Berkeley, everyone. Hi.
Hey, Denny. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. And we just talked um about your experience in Bali last summer, and it was fun that you still remember some words in Indonesia. Wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I really got on with it, you know. There's like a real melodic quality to the language that I really, really loved.
Mm.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So, is it possible for you to come again to Indonesia and maybe perform, doing some live performances?
I would absolutely love to. So the trip to Bali actually came off of the back of my old band Yakul playing Java Jazz Festival. So yeah, we were in Java. Yeah, like like end of May, start of June, and then yeah, took a 2 week trip to Bali after that.
Okay, that's really
Yeah.
nice. And you enjoy it, Bali? You enjoy it so much, or
Yeah,
maybe you will tell me about your some of experiences there?
it was amazing, and I also love Jakarta. It was yeah. I just found everybody to be so friendly, and yeah, the atmosphere in like every place we went was just incredible. And yeah, being in such a different environment, like culturally and like landscape wise and everything, and like
Yeah.
yeah, climate. It was yeah, it was amazing, and it in a certain way, it kind of like put me in the correct headspace for starting writing the album last year. So I came back from the holiday to Bali, and then I it inspired me to read a book that I'd had for about a year, which
Oh.
is called the Artist's Way, which is basically a 12-week course all about unblocking yourself creatively and reconnecting with
Mm.
your inner artist, your inner child, all of these things. And that was one of the main inspirations for me starting like getting into this album. So in a certain way,
Oh.
the trip to Bali really kind of like was the catalyst of all of these events.
Oh, okay then. So we will talk about your new album deeper after this.
Mm.
Okay, but maybe to get to know you better, I would like to go back a little. So can you tell us like how your journey into music first began? Like, was it something you always knew you wanted to pursue?
Yeah, I feel pretty lucky in the fact that it is kind of the only thing that I pursued like from a really, really young age. It's always been a thing that I've known that I wanted to do. So yeah, we had like a couple little like keyboards around the house that I just like plonk along at when I was like 4 and 5. I actually played the first live performance that I ever did in like the local village hall was when I was for like around 5. I played the theme song to the film Titanic.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So yeah, it's always been the thing that I've known I've wanted to pursue. In fact, like the only other thing that I've ever can remember wanting to be was an explorer, like a kind of mountain explorer. Um, and like when I was a kid, and I like to think in a certain way I still am an explorer, but just in a different way.
Mm. So it sounds like such a natural beginning that you growing up surrounded by music. So it must really shape your ears early on, like since very young age.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so throughout your musical path, genres like soul, jazz, and also R&B seem to play a big role into your identity. So, what initially drew you to these sounds?
So yes, it's an interesting journey for me because the music that I listened to and was writing for quite a lot of years was kind of like in a pretty different space to the kind of R&B, jazz, soul space. Like when I was a teenager, I listened to a lot of like guitar based music, like pop punk, rock, metal. Um,
Mm.
and then in my 20s was when I kind of like found myself coming to R&B and soul. Um, Basically, so piano's always been my main instrument. But when I got to about 13, I kind of rebelled against that in a natural way that you do when you become a teenager. So I gravitated towards the guitar, and that kind of took me in a different direction. And then yeah, in my 20s, I just rediscovered my love for piano, and I really like deep dived on piano and just like trying to get as good as I could. And that took me on this journey to getting into jazz, getting into R&B and B and
Mm.
soul. But yeah, interestingly enough, my parents, neither of them are musicians per se, but they both are like really, really passionate about music. So
Ah,
I grew up listening to a lot of things like Stevie Wonder. So even though I kind of went on this long, like circular journey, I kind of, in a certain way, I came back to a similar place to where I started in
mm.
terms of the music that, like I was exposed to, like, yeah, in my childhood. So yeah.
Okay, so do you believe that with time, age, and also life experiences, and even people around you, an artist's musical direction naturally evolves? And so you have personally felt that shift in your own journey. So do you agree with that statement?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think I quite like um not knowing what I'm going to be into next. You know, I think we naturally,
Mm.
you know, you're not the same person you were 5 years ago. And I think in the same way, like the music that you listen to can also progress and grow, and just like the styles that you're kind of like really drawn to, the things that really like hit you emotionally. Um, the place I'm at now, I definitely gravitate towards different things than I did even like, yeah, a couple years ago. And I find that quite exciting because it means that's obviously going to have a big influence in the music that I make. So really, I have no idea where I'm going to go stylistically, which is exciting. I feel like that's the way it should be. Yeah.
Okay, so you also wrote and also produced, performed, and even mixed the entire album yourself. That's crazy.
Thank you.
So how did you manage that process creatively and also emotionally?
Mm. Yeah, it was definitely a lot. I understand why people, even if they have the ability to mix, that they might at that point pass it on to somebody else, just because it's like it's a lot to take on, just on your own, when you're so close to something. Um, but I think what it came down to, like, I've been doing this for a really, really long time now, and over those years, I've built up a variety of skill sets, and it felt quite it felt quite liberating being able to do all of these things myself, because the last time that I did any kind of solo project was back in like 2012, and I was like, my musical ability was like had left a lot to be desired. My production, my voice, my ability to mix, like everything was like pretty rough around the edges. And to come back to it after this many years and just having like learned so much and kind of grown in so many different ways, and to be able to approach this project and be able to do all of these pieces and feel like I could do it to a good level. In a certain way, it was like I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it all myself.
Mm.
Mm,
Okay. And also I have seen you frequently share snippets of your creative process on Instagram,
mm.
from building chords and then to layering sounds. So what made you want to open up that the behind the scenes side of music making? And also how has the response from your audience been?
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I love that. So I think I've always liked to show people my process and behind the scenes. And one of the reasons
Mm.
is really just to show people that a lot of the time there's not like any kind of magic thing happening behind.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was much less experienced and I'd listen to something and be like, oh, like what? What like special magic thing are they doing to be able to make it sound that good? And a lot of the time the answer is it's just doing the basic stuff really well. And there's not necessarily like a magic trick. It's just like, yeah, it's
Mm.
experience and it's like your ear and it's just like the skill set that you kind of pick up over the years. So yeah, I love showing people that to, yeah, not only just give them some insight into the way that I work and the way that I create, but also hopefully to just inspire them to be able to also do that themselves. And yeah, hopefully it will help them like connect with me as an artist and also just as like a human, like I think there's something really relatable about just like seeing that process. You listen to like the polished thing and then it's really exciting just being like, oh, okay, yeah, it started there. Like maybe the original kind of demo didn't sound all that good, but it can be
Mm.
refined and you can take that and you can turn it into something that's hopefully really great and that people connect with.
Yeah, and for me personally, that I also like to see the music producer create something, create their music like from very little notes, and then yeah, it's always fascinating like to see how a song comes to life and making
Mm,
us trust the process. I think so. It's great. So
totally
please keep
agree.
posting it. Please keep posting it.
I will. Thank you.
Okay, so maybe I will talk about your single, your main single. It's "Giving You Love." So I would like to know. So I learned that it has a powerful message. So I would like to know that what inspired the song, and was it based on your personal experiences?
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, so generally just in life, not just in music, I can find it hard to express certain emotions, especially positive ones. And that also goes for myself too, as in I find it hard to build myself up. I find it hard to be kind to myself, love myself, treat myself well, like reward myself for accomplishing something. Like, it's always just like on to the next thing, on to the next thing. And yeah, this song was really like came from that place. And, I find it hard to show myself appreciation and love, but sometimes you can discover that through somebody else seeing the best in you, it's so much easier to look externally and see the good in people, but when it comes to yourself, like everyone's so self-critical. So I've definitely found that through other people's love and appreciation of the best parts of me, it's been easier to find them for myself.
Yeah, yeah, and the problem is it can be something that many people can relate to also. Okay, nice. And finally, I have this one last question to you.
Hmm.
So it was a very nice conversation. I like it, but yeah, it's too maybe it's like for time also. So I have to ask you this
It's no problem.
question. So if you had to describe Lost Boy Golden Hour in just 3 words, what would they be?
Mm. Nostalgic, vulnerable,
Okay.
optimistic.
Oh, wow. Just like the album itself. Wow. So congratulations for the debut album. I'm so excited to get to know you better. That your maybe you can doing some live performances, and we cannot wait. You can go back to Indonesia, and then you can play the album, the entire song, live. in Indonesia.
That sounds amazing. I would absolutely love to.
Okay, and then Bestie, before we wrap this interview, don't forget to follow CreativeDisc.com on any social media platforms so you don't miss out the latest music news. And also don't forget to follow James Berkeley on Instagram at
James Berkeley Music.
James Berkeley Music. So to stay updated to his latest work and also musical life. Okay, James, it's a nice conversation. It's been fantastic, and good luck for your project. Lost Boy Golden Hour sounds like a beautiful and also honest journey for you. So thank you once again for sharing with us your time and also your story. Thank you so much. Don't forget to come back to Indonesia.
Thank you so much, Dini. Lovely to chat.
Okay, I'm signing off now. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.